Check, check, 1, 2. Hey there, folks. Can you hear me okay? This is your old pal Brian on the dog log, waiting for my homie Michael Warren. Gonna change the vibe up a little bit. Gonna go under the sea here a little bit. How you doing? The reason I fired up the stream here without Michael yet is because he likes to do that sort of what do you call it, like a rolling start, you know. He likes to not quite know when we're going live on the log. So I'm just gonna, whenever he gets on, he's got the link. I hope he does. He's gonna hop on any second, so we're gonna be rolling when he comes on. So it's Sunday afternoon, and I am just had a kind of a big day. Was streaming today. Was I streaming today? No, I was streaming yesterday, and I was working on some computer stuff today, and yeah, family stuff. Just yeah, typical weekend day, and yeah, it was good vibes. Um, the crew's gone. I got some coffee. I ran out of coffee. I ran out of everything. I still am out of everything. I had to do a big supermarket run. Boy, supermarket's getting tough these days. Getting real tough. It's like I just get like one little bag of things, and I'm like, $100. And there he is. Speak of the devil. What's up, doggy dog?
Logging for doggy.
Logging for doggy. Yes, it's rolling. The log rolls. The log rolleth, and
The rog grolls.
The grog doles.
The
grog
for the broad drolls.
Broad trolls. Dog, 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 log. We need to do a little deep dive into dog log. Walking across the log, looking where that dog gone. I forget how it goes. I don't really know it that well. Let's pull out the old album that it's off of. Right? It's on. Is it on the white tape? Do we know? I can't remember it. That might be a different tune.
I don't
That's
know.
dog and bog.
I want to say no.
I want to say no too. I think it's not on there.
But at the same time,
could be on there. Get out the white. Here, hold on. I'll grab it real quick.
Could be totally wrong. Phish dog log. I'll just look her up.
99% sure it's not on there.
But it could be. Who knows?
That song is Dog
maybe it is.
Bog.
Maybe it is on the white tape.
No, that's Dog Your Dog. And he ent to the bog. I'm getting those two confused. He ent to the bog.
But right before that, dog log.
Oh, really? Okay, it's on here. It's written as Dog Your Dog. That's interesting. Here, check it out.
Okay.
Can you see that? Here, I'll make it big. Just a second.
I have to make.
Dog.
We're seeing it backwards, but.
Oh, let me flip it around. Okay. Well, I wonder if you are seeing it backwards. You might be seeing it there. That's a good thing to know.
We might usually. No, I can't tell. I feel like I've seen the turntable on either side of your head, and I don't know which one is. So this is the mirror version.
I have mirror camera. Do I want a mirror camera?
Okay. Oh, so that's. I think we're used. No, I think we've seen both.
Okay.
Well,
anyway, I'm holding up.
I'm
holding up my left hand now. This is definitely my left hand. What do you see? Anyway,
we're seeing what looks like your right hand.
Oh, really? I wonder if that's what everybody else is seeing. Okay, so mirror my camera.
Oh, originally listed on the band's white tape as Dog Gone Dog.
All right, there you go. Interesting. There it is.
Title shifted to Dog Log, both via fan tape labeling and Trey stage side comments.
So this is the very first ever Phish record, technically. It's called the white tape. It's kind of like an actually precursor to their sort of actual first tape, which is Junta, right? What can we talk about? Can we talk about the white tape at all? I don't know a whole lot about it. I can say here that it says 1986 and 2021 on the copyright. So 86. It predates Junta, and
Yeah, predates Junta,
Junta's I think
but is
88.
after the man who stepped in yesterday, maybe.
Um, These are a good question. I would say it follows Man Who Steps Into Yesterday. That's an interesting question. Uh, yes, very interesting. So, yeah, but what do we have here? Alumni Blues. That was on all my old tapes. Alumni Blues was not on anything else, but all my old like tapes from 89, 88, 89, 90, and 91. The sets were covered with the set lists were covered with Alumni Blues. And So You to Bed, that was something that got brought out like a couple years ago that was like, oh wow, they brought that back out. It hadn't been played in decades. Yam is on here. There's an early version of You Enjoy Myself.
Right, and Divided Sky, maybe.
Yes, and also Slave and AC/DC and fan favorite Fuck Your Face, which I learned that I think we talked about this
Oh,
that
you mentioned
might,
that last time. Yeah, it
yeah.
was like the if we get heckled
If we ever get
contingency
heckled or
song.
booed off stage again, yeah. Followed by Sky, Slave Aftermath. I forget how Aftermath goes. And Ingest, no idea. NO2. Wow, that's cool. Bwah, 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 bwah. Yeah, that little there's
Yeah.
N2, well, hold on a second. I gotta think here. There's hydrogen and there's H2 and N2 and NO2. So I have to be
Oh,
careful which one's
NO2
which.
is different.
Yeah. H2.
Is
Forgetting.
NO2? That's not the one with like the drill sounds and like the dentist bit,
Could be. That's the nitrous. Yeah, nitrous oxide. Yeah, hold
right?
still.
Just a
Don't
little
move.
longer.
Just a little longer. Wah 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 wah
There
wah
was one of
wah.
those. Not. I mean, it's probably like 10 years ago
That's
now, but there was one.
nitrous.
They played
Yeah.
it at Dick's. I feel like in the last 10
Yeah,
years.
I think he got it out. I think he did it. Then Flush Travels, then Dog Log, which was called Dog Your Dog. That's interesting. Dog Your Dog. We should bring that up into the, you know, I don't know, into the vernacular of the lexicon, the dog log lexicon. Dog Your Dog. He ent to the bog. I've heard that story once. I
Man, I don't
forget.
know.
He ent to the bog. Antelope. Minkin. Da 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 da. Minkin. Da 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 da
I
da
think
da.
it's cool.
That's a cool one. That's Marjorie Minkin, who is Mike's mother, right? That's his mother, I
Mike's mother.
think.
We know Mike's mother, but we don't really know Mike's dad.
No, interesting. Yeah,
We know Paige's dad, but we don't know Paige's mom.
interesting. We know both
We know both
Trey's
of
mom
Trey's
is
parents. We know Fish was adopted,
Fish was adopted. Okay, good.
but
And
don't know
letter
anything
to Jimmy
about
Page.
his adoptive whatever step parents or whatever they're called,
No idea. I
foster
don't know.
parents. But they bought him a drum set, I'm assuming.
They must have. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
remember hearing a story that he didn't. They didn't. They let him go crazy on the drums. Any parent with, I think I saw like any parent who's going to get who's going to let your kids, who's going to buy your kids a drum set is crazy. By the way, dude, check this out. I brought home
What happened?
a Fender amp that I didn't have. I had to borrow it for this show, and I brought it home because it was just like it was going to take me. I was going to have to like drive it back, and street was under construction, so I just brought it home, and I was like, I'm going to keep this for a few days, and it probably just end up living here for a while. But
Wait, what
it's
was it?
it's a
Your
Fender
video
Reverb.
paused for a second.
Yeah, my audio paused.
Like the whole I lost I missed whatever you're talking about. I'm hearing
Oh
the rest of the
no.
story, but I don't know what the thing is that you're talking about.
Okay, I brought home an amp. Basically,
Oh, an amp.
the only amp that we had here at our home was one of these little Black Star amps. We just had the little practice amp,
Right.
which but we didn't have an amp for the drums, and we didn't have an amp for the keyboard because the keyboard has like a little
An amp
speaker in
for the
it.
drums is kind of a crazy statement if you don't know they're electronic drum,
Right,
digital,
they're
whatever they're called.
e-drums or whatever, yeah. But there it's a
E-drums.
nice, very nice drum set. I mean, they weren't cheap, and they're not the top of everything, but they're not bad. And but we played them on headphones, and you could play, you could play a lot. There was basically a line in that you could like put a
Right.
signal
Play
through,
along to something.
play along. But we never had an amp because actually I didn't even know like what is an electronic drum amp. Like what do you get? Are there dedicated drum amps? There must be, but
You'd probably just use any kind of PA, like regular monitor speaker.
well, so this Fender amp's got four ins. It's got two channels and two inputs on each
Wait,
channel.
what do you know what the amp is called?
Yeah, it's a reverb. It's not a twin reverb. It's a reverb deluxe. It's got one speaker in it, but it's a tube amp. It's like a new Fender tube amp.
Deluxe reverb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
cool.
got let's
I mean, right.
see.
It's got two inputs. It's got two different channels.
It's got two channels,
Right, and
one
there's
with
two
reverb
inputs
and
on
vibrato
each
on it,
channel.
and
Right.
one with straight. So what happened the other day? Whoops. What happened? Ours is like what's the brand? Alesis.
Alesis, yeah.
Alesis. It's a drum. It's a drum set by Alesis. I don't know which one it is, but it's like 7 piece or something, 10 to 8 piece, or something like that. It's like typical. It's like a standard three toms, or two toms, a floor tom, a snare, and three cymbals. And the control panel is pretty like pretty basic, but it's pretty good. But anyway, we got the drum going into one channel.
Oh,
We got
of this Fender Deluxe Reverb?
yeah. We got the drums going
Okay,
into one channel. We
that's
got the
funky.
we got the neighborhood kid brought the bass over. We got that going into the second channel on there, and I had to tell these guys like, look, if you plug into this thing, do not blow the speaker up. But
Like that
like,
opening scene of Back to the Future when he's just
right,
like
exactly.
turns
But I said
everything off.
like, if you can
All the
conceptualize how to control it on your instrument, and you don't blow this thing up. This can be your new little jam space, you know. And they got the keyboard, they got the guitar, they got the bass, and they got the drums on this thing.
all into
And if
one amp, like one guitar amp.
one amp,
What
but
did that was
it's
it
everything you need, you know. And then I actually even have a mic, and I could pull this little Black Star amp, practice amp that I can have, and I can pull one of my camera stands and put a little mic stand on it, and they can have a little band up there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
wow.
I'm stoked for him. Yeah. And Apollo, my son, was like, I keep telling him like, dude, let's jam. What do you want to play? You want to play guitar? You want to play piano? Or you want to play drums? What do you want to play? And he's like, he's kind of going towards drums.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the funny thing. Everybody would say this. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh wait, is that what it is? Okay, there are dedicated e-drum amps. Hold on. You can blow a regular amp with e-drums. I would not recommend it. Yeah, nobody would recommend it, but here we are. Here
And
we are.
like,
I'm not
yeah, guitar amp's gonna right. It's not
yeah.
gonna it's meant to yeah, the EQ curve, whatever you want to call it.
Well, then when they all get their own amps, they can bring amps over and they can figure out what they can do. But yeah,
Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
exactly. And the volume's
Motto.
at one, it's at one. Like any louder and it's like blowing out the entire house.
Yeah.
So, but he wants to take singing lessons, dude. He wants to go to
Wants to
singing.
sing. Cool.
Yeah. That was interesting. I found that real. I was like, let's get on the drums, dude. He's like, I mean, we jammed a little bit. He knows like two chords, and he's pretty good at piano and like drums. He's just like, he's got rhythm, but he doesn't know anything about. You should come over and like maybe give him some. You're a great drummer.
Man, I mean, my
What's
parents were
your first
crazy.
instrument? Your first instrument? Yours guitar, right?
Guitar, yeah, when I was like 5 or 6 or
So
something.
what about that's so young. That is so young. What
I
about
was young, man. I was tiny. I don't really remember so
was it
long
like
ago.
a little
It was like, yeah, 3/4 scale,
okay,
classical
interesting.
guitar. And this guy my dad worked with was like a very proficient like classical guitarist. Man, my first teacher, he like gave me lessons in like Man, I'm kind of glad. You kind of look back and you're like, oh, I thought they were boring, these
Right.
lessons, but when I was like 6, I like learned proper technique and how to read sheet music, and like, oh, I'm glad I got these fundamentals in at such a young age.
Yeah.
But then later was like, this is boring. I want to quit. I want an electric guitar. I want to rock, you know.
Right.
And then, man, did I ever tell you this? Yeah, in like 7th grade, there were these twin brothers with like long blonde hair, tall, super tall, skinny twin brothers, Alan and
Okay.
Brant. Then like they played bass and drum. They had drums and bass, and I went over and we like played Nirvana songs as like a
Oh man,
trio. We kind of started a band.
that's
And
awesome.
I was like, dude, drums are fucking insane. Like the first time you hear like a real drum set and it's just like big and loud and in your face, and you're just like, you love music, and then you like hear the real thing and you're like, whoa,
Right.
holy shit. And I
Yeah,
somehow convinced my dad to fucking get me a drum set in
that's
like
cool.
7th grade.
My uncle played drums, and we had this concert on the back of my patio. We had at my house, we had this like patio that like served as like a stage, and and there
Nice.
was our street was like filled with kids, and it was like yeah, 1985, and like one of the older sisters of all the boys like said, let's choreograph a lip sync, show, and we'll do Thriller, and we'll do
Nice.
like a square dance, and we'll do we'll do just like we'll do a bunch of acts, and we'll get all the parents to come
Dude,
over,
we used to
like,
put on shows like that too
right.
when I was a kid.
And I remember there was like 500 people that came to it. Of course, I think I saw the photos like in a family album recently. It was like 6 people, like in the lawn.
But it was the biggest
It was the
event of all
biggest thing
time.
ever, right? So I remember like for one of the numbers, like my uncle was like gonna bring the drum set over, and we're gonna get to play with the drum set. We'd never even touched, and like I just remember like he didn't want any of the other kids to play it because they weren't family, And so I got to get behind the drum set and like didn't even know what I was doing. I was just like playing it so lightly. I think he maybe even brought over some like brushes. Maybe I couldn't really go crazy on it, but I remember the I was the envy of all the kids to be behind
Got to
the
get on the
drum kit.
drums. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's
Patch
a
is asking
great,
who's your favorite drummer?
who are your favorite drummers?
God,
Who are your
that's a hard
favorite
one for me.
drummers?
I'm not pulled to drums. I'm not really. I'm much more of a. It's a good question though. I would like to be able to answer this question easily. What I know you've got some answers. My answers would be basic. I would just go to the standard. Stuart Copeland, obviously John Fishman, Ringo, John Bonham, Bonzo. Yeah, who else?
I
I
mean, dude,
mean,
Fishman's so good.
I love Fish because he doesn't hammer on it. He's not, he doesn't pound on the drums. He plays so I don't want to say lightly because it's not lightly, it's just he's got this matter of factness about. He's just got this. He's like never breaking a sweat back there, and it's but he's so complex. He's got this crazy limb independence, and like I don't even get it. Like he's just a monster, and he's a complete alien too, which is just and a
Yeah.
goofball. So I'm totally enamored by him. He always goes to like who are his favorite drummers would be an interesting question. He's got that
Yeah,
line. It's
true.
like you're the worst. Who played drums for James Brown? Who played drums for like Sly and the Family Stone or Funkadelic? I don't know.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
Sly?
I don't know
Sly played
everybody's
a lot of
name
drums.
either.
Who are your favorite drummers, Michael? Who do you go to? Who do you
What do you
think
mean? I
of?
mean, who do I go to?
No, I mean like who do
I
you
don't
think
often
of?
think about like, let me go listen to my favorite drummer now. I'm trying to think of what I would say. I'm thinking I would say, man, who would I have said when I was younger? I don't even know some of these people's names. There's what's his
Yeah,
name from Fugazi? There's
yeah.
a band called American Football from Chicago. It's kind of like indie rock band, and their drummer is so good. They put out like one album, in like 1999 or something, when everybody was about to go to college, and I think this guy plays on that album, and then like maybe even like moved to Colorado, and I think was like a university teacher, just like never played in another band ever again. But then this band, American Football, made this one album, but they never really played shows. It was just like an album that became quite popular over the next like 15 years. And I think they put out their second album like in 2016 or something, like 15 plus years later. And the drumming is just so awesome. And I think I read that this guy's like never played in any other bands ever. Like he just like happens to be just an amazing drummer. Or like the Descendants, that punk band, Bill Stevenson. He owns a recording studio in Fort Collins, Colorado. Speak of Colorado, that a lot of bands record at. He's an amazing drummer. Like, man, Brian Blade is this kind of jazz drummer. I think he plays with Norah Jones.
You gave me an Art Blakey record.
Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
Clifford. Oh wait, who was? No.
But it doesn't mean that I didn't.
No, but what was the record that you gave me? Max Roach record. That's who it was. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, Max Roach's man.
Yeah.
Clifford Brown, Max Roach.
Clifford Brown. Yeah.
That's the drummers. One. Drummers.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know. I like drummers. Just. Yeah. I mean, I do kind of like I like the virtuosity of, a kind of Fishman, if you want to call that a virtuosity. I wouldn't really. That's not what I would call it. But like that Neil Peart sort of like, insanity sort of level. But I also like Meg White and Mo Tucker, and I like the funny thing is that like my sister's a drummer. Like two of my exes are drummers. I gotta think for girl drummers. I don't know. Sheila E. Yeah, something about the powertrain coming from some female energy is interesting. Who else had Sheila E. played in Michael Jackson's band. Didn't she? I think, or Prince, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be Prince.
Oh, you know who I really like? If I can interject, man. Tony Allen.
Tony Allen.
Tony Allen, who played with Fela Kuti.
Okay.
He's kind of Tony Allen, I think, played with him forever, and is kind of like just considered like the godfather of what's it called, like Afrobeat, whatever that kind of Fela Kuti kind of. It's like just super, super groovy. There's a Tony Allen, man. It's this solo album. God, it's so good. What's it called? It's got just his face is on it, like a black background. Man, what's it called? Let me find it. I feel like it's not on. It's like one of those like amazing albums that's not on streaming, or it's there and then it's gone 6 months later.
Who played drums in Happy End?
Oh, Black Voices is the name of this Tony Allen album. Black Voices is an amazing.
Black Voices. I gotta
get the Bandcamp link and shoot it over. It's so awesome.
Oh, Santana's wife is the best female drummer I've ever seen, says Vaj. Santana's drummer from the freaking Woodstock performance. That percussionist is insane.
Oh yeah, it was like 16 or something.
Oh man, that guy stole the entire show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I don't know who. Okay, here's this one, Tony Allen. Let's pull it up. We might
get that over to the chat.
Yeah. There's that. Can I open it up and let's see here? No, wait, that's not what I want to do. Let me see. Can we watch it?
I wonder.
We got dinged. It wasn't a big deal, but we got dinged. Oh, speaking of which, okay, I had said that I just wanted to make this official. I wanted to make it an official announcement. I don't want to stream. Well, it's not I don't want to, but I think we should stream. We're going to stop streaming to Tokyo Record Style. We're going to stop streaming the log to Tokyo Record Style. We're going to start streaming exclusively to the dog log, and we're going to have all the conversations there. So If you don't know if you're not privy to this and you're watching this, not that you care about this, but we're streaming this to both Tokyo Reconcile channel and to the Doglog channel, and henceforth, maybe one or two more, maybe one more time, or maybe this will be the last one, but we're going to stream there exclusively. So if you're not subbed up to the Doglog, we're going to put some energy into that, or I'm going to try. And I'm going to drop the link here down in the chat. So that's the official announcement. We're going to be streaming to streaming to Doglog channel only henceforth.
Nice.
And, yeah. So I thought that this would be kind of like I thought streaming to Tokyo Reconcile would be like kind of a cool way to I don't know, get some people aware of the Doglog, but I think it's just better if we just go direct to the log and just have it be its own thing. But it was an interesting experiment. We can do it again if we want to. We can see what happens and whatever. But like the log is always rolling, so I'm not that worried about it. But I want to pull up this Tony. Wait, who am I going? Tony Allen video. How the hell do I do it? Hormone Black. There it is. Black Voices. Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Man, that sounds so good. Play track 2 or something. I don't know if we get audio or not.
Okay, let's see.
Oh yeah.
You hearing that? You hearing it? I just paused it.
I was
okay,
hearing
I'm gonna play it again. I'll play it again. Wow.
That was so cool. So might take a minute. Like slowly kind of explode. Great roads.
Yeah, maybe super gamed out.
Oh yeah, that's that beat.
That's groovy, man.
I kind of feel bad when I think like this. Probably I can think of like favorite albums, like great drummer, but I don't often know the name of the drummer. You know?
Groovy cover.
And that's the basic vibe. It sounds real good. At least it's not on Apple Music in the States, but it might be on Spotify. I feel like that's one of the. I need to keep a running list of like the great albums that are not on streaming.
Wow, this is awesome.
Really good album. The whole album's great. Track 1 is a great kind of lead into this track 2, but it's just like.
I don't know how to like turn the volume of this down.
Maybe Bandcamp doesn't have that. You can pause it. We don't need to. I guess play the whole thing if we're gonna.
I'm gonna pause it here so I can talk. I can't hear you that well.
Oh yeah, maybe just.
There doesn't seem to be a volume control on here.
Bandcamp maybe doesn't have one. It might not have one there.
So what do I do there? I wonder.
Maybe just pause it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's awesome, dude. There's vinyl too, but maybe the download of it. Okay, sold out.
Tony Allen, man, great drummer. That's another good not on streaming.
Right. Example of why physical media and why Spotify is, look at all these albums. Are those?
Oh, those are probably people that have
people that have liked
the album on Bandcamp. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Man,
I guess. And Glenn Cochi, is that his name, from Wilco? He's a great drummer.
I don't even know, man. I heard
Man.
somebody describe the bass the other day. This guy Joey Callio, who plays in the band Dada, he was on a stream the other day. He's kind of in this YouTube vinyl circle. He was like, remember that scene? You never seen School of Rock? You've seen School of Rock, right? Right? You've
Oh
seen that
man,
movie?
yeah, love that
I
one.
love the
I have a friend
scene
who
where,
works at School of Rock in
okay,
Cleveland. They have like those like real kind of like music school, like after school kind of music things. There's like real
very cool.
kind of like School of Rock things now. I don't know if there's a real relation to the
I
movie other than the name, but
Oh, there's a scene where like Jack Black says, like, Mr. Schneebly says, "Hey, you know that cello thing that you were playing? We'll turn it sideways and cello. You're the bass player of the band." I love that line.
good,
And
that's so good.
cello. But somebody I heard the bass described as like, you know that somebody like a 14-year-old kid saying like, "I want to play in a band. I need a guitar," and him asking his dad or his uncle or something like, you should play bass, and he's like, "What's a bass?" And he says, "Well, you know the instrument that it's an instrument that you don't know is there, but is always there." And he was like, "Sign me up for that instrument." But it was like, I don't know, for me, like I have to go unless it's somebody like soaring over the melodies, like a Phil Lesh kind of style of playing. Like I don't like my ears don't get pulled as easily to those tones and to that
Oh
frequency. And
man, I
like
feel like
I know you're the opposite,
I'm often like, oh man,
right?
this
I
bass
always
player, what the fuck? It'd be way easier for me to talk about favorite bass players probably than favorite drummers.
okay, go for it. Hold on, let me say hello to the alt metal. Good morning
Alt
and
metal low.
yeah. Good and groovy morning, everyone. Says Vag found that thing on Spotify, adding him to my spot list. I think that Tony Allen, right? Is that
Yeah, Tony
Allen?
Allen.
Tony Allen. Okay, sounds right up my
Nice
alley.
bad. Yeah, that's a super groovy one.
Skull Rock, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, Jack Black is the man. Yeah. Who would you go to bass players? I wouldn't. I don't know who. I don't know. There again, like I don't know. I just all my interests would be basic. Although, like I'm a kind of a Les Claypool fan. Who do you go to for bass? Who do you go to? That's my. I'm gonna keep
Who do
asking.
you go to? Who do you go to?
I need a bass fix.
I don't know why that
Where do
struck
you
me.
go get your bass fix?
Where do you go? And you're like, God, I just need some bass. I just really just
Oh man, I'll
hit
tell you.
me.
Tell me. I'm really curious who
hit me
you
with the
got. I
bass.
got one. Hey, wait, you never who plays drums in Happy End? I can't believe it. Is it Otaki? Ichi? Or is it all of them?
Who is the drummer? I mean, I don't pay close enough attention. Because you've got Talking.
I think it's
You've
Ichi.
got what's his name?
Hosono.
Suzuki and Hosono. It must be the other guy.
Takashi. Yeah, it is. It is. It's
Matsumoto Takahashi.
Matsumoto
Yeah.
Takashi. Okay. Yeah.
Who also played an April Fool.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Which is Hosono's like right band before Happy End.
Yes. I got one fucking bass player who's so good. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull him up.
Oh man, Vad just saying Entwistle.
John Entwistle is really.
I'm gonna say yeah, Entwistle's great.
Good answer.
I would say, I mean, man, there's this guy. Ninomiya Tomokazu, like the Eastern Youth, the bass player for Eastern Youth.
Yeah, you're a giant Eastern Youth fan.
I'm a junkie.
How many shows have you?
Band, man, it's now been 10 years, maybe. I kind of can't believe it. But as soon as he left, I realized, because they're like, if anybody doesn't know, Eastern Youth, you could call them the Fugazi of Japan, maybe if you want to reference some other band, but like, yeah, emotive, aggressive, loud, like hardcore punk, but not the same as Fugazi though. But I feel like that's a good point of reference. But the singer is so like iconic. He's got these big, thick glasses and head shaved, and he's just like, the guitar is so loud. and he's obviously the leader and writes all the songs, and it's like basically it's his band, you know. But as soon as Ninomiya-san left the band, I realized I was like, man, the bass, all his bass parts were like make all
The
these
song,
songs.
right?
And they've released a bunch of records since he left that are still super good. And the new bass player, she's really good.
Okay.
But that was when I realized, like, it was like, oh man, it was the bass this whole time.
Yep.
You know, you're like that.
There you go.
And man, I was watching, you know, that old gray whistle test.
Barely, but yes,
Oh,
yeah,
dude. So it's like,
I know. I've heard so much about it, but I don't really know that much about it.
yeah,
It's
or
like a band
like a British TV
bandstand
show,
thing,
like music
right?
show in the
Yeah.
70s,
Hmm.
like live performances, kind of
Who's
like,
the American Bandstand, right? Something like that.
yeah, or like, what's the other
Coltrane or
one? Jules Holland,
Jules
something
Holland.
like after midnight or like later with Jules Holland, I think is the name of the show. That's also a
Yeah.
British. That's a great show because there's like a little bit of a live studio audience, and they usually have like multiple bands all like set up
Hmm.
around the studio, and they'll just go from one to the next, and they're all like playing. They like take turns playing, and there's an audience there.
Whoa! I
And
didn't
Jules
know
Holland,
that.
I forget what band he was in, but he's like pretty good on the piano. He'll like sit in and play with people sometimes. Yeah, you could think of like American Bandstand, but is American Bandstand all like lip synced or something?
Could be. It looks like so
I don't
many
know
of
if
those
there's
shows have
live,
like,
if it's actually live, or you
yeah,
think
they
of like
never had
bands
the
playing
guitar
on
playing.
late night
Ed
shows or
Sullivan.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. Occasionally
But
there's a great.
there's so Old Grey Whistle Test is like, yeah, it's UK, I don't know, sometime in the 70s, and it just like sounds great, and like, you know, multi-camera, full color, tons of like great bands played on there, and it's all on YouTube now. It's like so easy to find it. But man,
YouTube's got,
Curtis
right?
Mayfield plays. If you can find the Curtis Mayfield Old Grey Whistle Test,
Okay.
it's so sick.
Okay. Hold
One,
on.
because he plays a couple of great songs off that Roots album, I think it's called. It's like one of his first.
While I'm looking him
Oh
up.
man, Eastern Youth. There you go.
Yeah.
What a great band. They're so cool. I mean, they're kind of just like total nerds, you know. But
Okay. So wait, who am I looking up? Curtis Mayfield
oh, Curtis
on.
Mayfield, Old Grey Whistle Test.
Okay.
Just man, the bass player, I think his name is Lucky Scott. His bass playing reminded me so much of that guy Ninomiya from Eastern Youth.
Here it is.
Kind of like
We
worlds
gotta
apart.
have peace, maybe.
Gotta have peace. Yeah,
Okay.
dude, it's
Hold
so
on. Let's
good.
pull this up.
And there's some guy. What's his name? Hold on, man. Kurt, let me look it up. There's a great percussionist who's playing. The drummer is amazing. Whoever the drummer is too on this performance. Old Grey Whistle Test. Dude, it's so good.
Hold on.
And dude, and the host is this like very calm and chill British guy with like kind of a comb over, but he's got like super long hair and like a beard, and he's like super
Oh yeah,
70s
yeah.
in like
Okay, now I know
a
exactly who you're talking
brown
about.
turtleneck, and he's
Oh, I
like,
love him. He's
ladies and
great.
gentlemen,
Yes.
Curtis
I
Mayfield.
know. I didn't know that was what it was. Okay, I
That
definitely
guy
know
is
that.
like the host, dude. It's
I
so
love
funny.
him. I love him. He's cool.
He's so
He-
good. Oh, Henry Gibson.
Henry Gibson. This is
Master Henry Gibson is playing in Curtis Mayfield's band here. He's got this
good
like
grief. Okay.
fuzzy like sheepskin like vest on, and he's just like tapping the bongos and just like moving around. But
You ready for this?
if you look him
Oh,
up, he's played on like 2000 albums or something. He's just like one of like the most
good grief.
prolific like studio percussionists ever.
Master, what's his name? Master what?
Henry Gibson.
Henry Gibson, American
Man,
percussionist.
died in 2002.
Okay. Shall we look at him real quick? Here,
He's
we'll
best
look
known
at
for his
him real
work with
quick.
Curtis Mayfield.
Okay.
Dude, he's got great style, and he's just like pounding away on the congas and the bongos. That at the bottom left with the blue background, pretty sure that's the gray whistle test.
Okay.
Performance.
I've got it queued up on another tab.
And dude, and you know what's so cool that I learned about Curtis Mayfield is he just like taught himself how to play the guitar. There was just like a guitar sitting around that he like taught himself how to play on. At least this is the story that I heard. And then he just like kind of like worked out the tuning.
Okay.
And his
guy.
guitar like ended up, and there's that guy.
I love him.
Like now,
he's
and much
great.
older.
Yeah, he's still the same old dude.
I don't know what his name is. Old gray whistle test. Ron something?
Bob Harris. Bob Harris, is that his name?
Bob Harris, that's Bill Murray's character in Lost in Translation, I think.
Could be.
It'd be funny if it's the same name.
Okay, let's watch this thing.
Oh, dude, throw on. Oh my God, yes. This is one of my favorites, all-time favorites.
I've never seen this intro. We could get shut down.
For me, the appearance of Curtis Mayfield in the studio was the highlight of the whistle test, the highlight of the program's history, and that was for two reasons, really.
Shall we skip over this?
Personal.
Just give me like 10 seconds. It's so sick.
Okay.
Dude, the bass player and the drummer, they're all awesome.
We gotta have peace to keep the world alive and want to cease.
The drummer's doing these eighth notes on the hi-hat that are so fast. Like fast, quiet. Bass players.
People hear us through our voice. The world knows there's no choice. We're begging, save the children, the little ones who just don't understand.
Dude, let's see some more people in the band.
There's a shot on the bass player in a minute, and he just ripped.
It's coming up.
I think it's coming up.
People hear us through our voice. The world knows there's
I remember
no
like studying
choice.
this bass part in this video in particular.
And the people in the neighborhood, they would if they only could. Lean and shake the other's hand.
Wait, did you get on the bass just now?
Work together for the good of the land. Give us all an equal chance. It could be such a sweet romance. And the soldiers who are dead and gone, if only we could bring back one, he'd say we gotta have peace.
There it is.
And want to cease.
There's a couple of shots where he's just like ripping it up. It's awesome.
We gotta have joy.
I don't want to get shut down, but I really want to see that close up.
People hear us through our voice. The world knows there's no choice. And the people in our neighborhood, they would if they only could. Meet and shake the other's hand. Work together for the good of the land. Give us all an equal chance. It could be such a sweet romance. And the soldiers who are dead and gone.
Let's get a close-up of this bass player.
Dude,
Where's his
all
moment?
those little licks he did just in that 20-second window were insane. Every one of them.
Let the world know it. I said peace, peace, peace. We gotta
Dude,
have peace.
I had a huge Curtis Mayfield
People hear
phase.
Yeah, we've had this discussion once.
the world knows
I think that when Curtis Mayfield came into my life, I was. I mean, I'm still too unsophisticated to appreciate that, but he kind of went over my head. I got something like, why? I got something that I saw like, you know, at the record store that I was like, oh, I'm supposed to have this, like, essential listening. And I got it home and I was like, oh, I don't like this at all. And
Yeah, go
gave
ahead.
it a few tries.
If you pause it,
But
I can hear it. Oh, did you turn it down? I was having a little trouble hearing you.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have peace.
Dude, I love this song. It's on this album called Roots, I think. That album's so good. Dude, this particular performance, you put on the headphones and like you just like focusing on just the bass. There's so many moments. There's so many great riffs that just like they're in the background. They're just like floating underneath it all. I guess if you're not paying attention, you don't hear it. Like that guy said, whoever you mentioned that said like, the bass is something nobody knows about. Yeah, it's not often in the spotlight.
Whoa.
I heard that Curtis Mayfield like taught himself and like had his guitars were in like open F sharp or something.
Really?
It was just like he picked up some guitar and it was like wasn't tuned right, and he tuned it and like taught himself, just like had his own style of playing, and like nobody else could play his guitar because it was in this like made up tuning.
That's weird.
And I bet probably quite a few of his songs might all be in the same key even. I'm not sure if he's just like, was totally 100% like self-taught, like didn't even have the tuning, wasn't even standard tuning.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about, there's those stories of like Jimi Hendrix asking like Clapton to come up and like tune his guitar. And actually, I've long, you hear about people like setting up guitars. Can you set up my guitar? Yeah, I set up his guitar or whatever it is.
Right.
I know this back and forth, but I've never really had it. I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 guitars. Nobody's ever set up a guitar for me, and I've only ever bought one new guitar. And yeah,
you should go get your guitar set
what's
up.
that? Yeah. I
know.
know.
Get your guitar set up.
I know. Well, it became apparent. It's becoming more apparent to me with this particular guitar because I can just tell it's out of tune. Like I need to do some tweaking on it. And I was just like, I didn't know exactly how to do it. And I was just thinking about it. In fact, I was just being like, I know it has something to do with those things, and I know, but I don't know exactly what it is.
There's a number of different things that all have to.
Right.
It's just like, I still like never how many times it's been explained to me from like my buddy Alex, who like with cameras, like, oh, well, you want the f-stop to be this, and when the f-stop's this, then you want the aperture to be this and this and this, and you're like, what? And to you, it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? But there's this like interplay between all three of them. It's not just like set this, then set this, then set this. It's like they're all
working together.
Together. So there's like the tension on the neck. There's the height of the nut at the the bridge, the saddles. There's all these different parts with the tension of the neck and the body,
right,
to keep the guitar staying in tune and also staying in tune as you play up and down.
Yeah.
The neck. And so it's without a lot of practice, it's hard to do it on your own.
Is it? Okay, that's good advice.
I'd say I like to have someone do it, and I have a guy that I know who just I'll like bring I'll bring like 5-6 guitars and I'll be like, can you just like give all these a once over and clean them up for me? I'll
that's
do
nice.
That once a year or something.
Yeah, I need to do it because this thing's way out of tune, and it's just, but it's not that out of tune, but it's enough out of tune that I can hear it. My piano's freaking out of tune. My piano was like slightly out of tune, and a guy came and tuned it. I paid him $800.
Got tuned like out of tune,
dude, and he fucking untuned it. I was like, I'm so irritated. Listen to this. Like, which one is it? There's one of them. I think I forget which one it is. Just like like middle C is like out of tune, something like that. It's driving me up the wall.
It's just not right.
No, it's not right at all.
It's not right.
I got I went to Jimbo. You don't know Jimbo, but Jimbo is this guy. Oh yeah, we talked about it the other day. We talked about
this. Yeah,
I did that the other day. And then like today, I went and ran around. What'd you do? What'd you get up to this weekend? Anything interesting?
No.
Okay. Working.
Man,
how's the neighborhood? How's the new neighborhood? Or have you found any new cool little haunts?
Really, no. I did go on a huge walk today. Walked like an hour. I don't know. Walked like 5 miles or something across the city.
That's nice.
With my dog.
Was Leo up for 5 hours of
It was
walking?
good. I had like the sling. He was kind of hanging out in his sling for quite a while, just like hanging off the side of my shoulder. Yeah, he's got a sling that he like rides in. It's pretty cool. The sling is cool. The sling is one of these things that he kind of like hated at first, and then came to love, and now just wants to go for rides. You know,
He doesn't want to walk anymore.
Sling and get toted around.
I want to kind of come back to this. I'm trying to think of more kibble that we have to. I
got some kibble.
Okay, bring the kibble.
But we were in the middle of something.
We were in the middle of a conversation. Okay. Here's what I wanted to say about Perfect Days. We were talking about Perfect Days.
Oh, right.
And where we got cut off was this point where I was saying that I was, prior to coming to Japan and prior to like living here for 2 or 3 years, I thought Lost in Translation was a caricaturization of Japan, an insulting one, a sort of just, a dumbed down, dumbed down perspective of Japan. And it was just like, there was a lot of things that before having lived here for like 3 years, I was like, it was horrible. I didn't like it at all. And then I watched it like after I lived here for 3 or 4 more or 5 or whatever, however long it was. And I was like, oh, this is all true. All of this is, everything in this movie is like, there's so many things that were just funny. The whole like with more intensity and the card exchanging and the like, just so many of these things. I was like, they got actually all this stuff right. And the thing that and now I love that. I love the movie. I haven't seen it in a number of years, but I should watch it again. But side note, did you see Broken Flowers by Jim Jarmusch? Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, not for a long time.
Bill Murray cited it as his favorite movie that he's ever done, and I
just saw that on Hot Ones.
Yeah, he said that.
I saw the Hot Ones the other day.
I just watched it today, and it was like he said,
yeah.
Do you have a favorite movie that you didn't think you could do?
Yeah, he thought that was like the best he'd ever done.
And I was like, fuck, that's so cool, because I love that movie, and I was certain it wasn't going to be that one, but
I'm pretty sure I worked that. That was like that was like in the theater when I was like working in the projection booth. Cool. Like I remember working that movie.
Well, so the Perfect Days thing, side story, backstory aside.
Oh, right.
The waking up in the morning, the putting the futon away, the going downstairs, the getting the coffee from the little jihanki, driving on the shuto, which I think was a little bit gratuitous because
I was thinking, who's living in us? I guess it's not crazy, but I'm like, he lived like right like around the corner from where we used to live in Asakusa.
Right.
Like, man, commuting from Asakusa to Shibuya is gonna suck.
Yeah, but he's on the highway.
One thing that I kept thinking.
I thought that as well, but it's like he's living downtown, but he's working uptown, if you will, and like, that's a 20-minute drive. It's a 15-minute drive, to be honest, on the highway.
Right on the Kosoku in the morning.
In the morning, right? So, and just those images of the highway and him like putting along his little K car, and then like getting out and. The thing that connected me so much to it was that like all of those toilets, all of those places they're like on my way from my house to work, to my office, or to my kids' schools, or to Tower Records, or wherever I'm going. Like I pass 3 or 4 of those like almost every day. So I was like, oh, there's that one. Oh, there's that one. And he goes to Flash Disc Ranch in the movie.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, he's in Shibuya.
I remember being that and being like, oh, shit, whoa, Flash Disc Ranch, like, cool. I remember
he's not going to go to Flash. He's not going to go up to this. Oh, my God, he's going to Flash. And I was like, he's going to
stairs. I thought the same thing. Was like, oh, they have some like actor at the register.
I was so disappointed. I was like, they got somebody else. Because it would have been so cool if they had Tsubaki-san. And then
that would have been nuts. Yeah.
Then like the little snack, the snack that he goes to
while he's doing the laundry. Right, where he kind of like likes the mama.
He likes the lady who's running the snack, and she likes him, and then the husband, I forget what the story is, but like he's doing laundry
drinking together under the bridge.
She's singing the car, and you walk down any street in like Jimbocho or Golden Guy, and you see that scene. What's that?
Yeah.
You see that scene, and you see dudes like going to Sento with like their little buckets and their little shampoo and toothpaste and shaving kit, and I don't know. I thought it was like a really authentic depiction of like a Tokyo Oji-san bachelor life. You didn't think that? I thought it was just like I thought that what felt authentic. The sidekick dude who was like blah 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 and like overacting and all that. I didn't care for that. But like
oh, you said he was over the top, right?
But the minutia of the movie, I thought was like just on point. I thought it was like the perfect vignette of life in Tokyo. But I don't seem to be hearing that anybody else saying that. Not anybody from Tokyo. I see people overseas who say they really loved it, but I don't see. You're like the third or fourth person who said, I didn't care for it. It's not authentic. It's like, yeah, I was kind of a little bit surprised. What do you think?
I never
Do
said
you
anything
think?
about the authenticity. I just said I didn't like the
Okay,
movie.
okay, fair enough.
I did think like, oh, maybe a bunch of people are watching this and seeing some exotic interior and exotic like scene of a neighborhood, and it's all like exotic and other, and it's fetishized through the photography, and you can like experience Japan, which to me, when you're like, yeah, I ride my bike past that thing every day. There's like probably a lot of the charm of the scenes and him getting his coffee out of the machine are probably charming in a certain way as this exotic place that's not the US or Europe to these people watching it, right? But anybody who lives in Japan, it's just like there's nothing special about it. It's just any dude, right? And I just see a guy who's doesn't want to face reality and is running from his past and is just like escaping and can't relate or connect to anybody, his niece or his sister or anybody. And it just like I just like was not into it. Like none of the cuteness or charmingness or the whatever, what's it called? Awakening, like, oh, appreciating the shadows flickering across the wall of the bathroom. I'm just like, that's all facade and like a phantom thing. And he's just like escaping into that and running away from the reality of his situation is how I interpreted it.
Interesting. I wonder if that's an interesting perspective. I was thinking like I was kind of a little bit shocked because I rented it and I was like, I went to go turn the English subtitles on and I was like, oh no English subtitles. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll just watch it in Japanese. And all the conversations that he was having between his niece or between whoever, like I understood 60% of it, but you're kind of certainly you've mastered the language better than I have, despite being here a slightly shorter amount of time or whatever. But there's just some people who I think like all of those little komorebi moments and all the little like things that you just mentioned, those sort of like fetishized
that's what all film is. You're like,
yeah, but still what I was gonna say
on
yeah, but I think if I go to Luis's place and I went and did some photos for Luis like around his neighborhood,
yeah,
and like I'm here 20 years and it still entices me and like mesmerizes me like it still does that to me, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that like everything still is like wow, I just saw a picture, of you've seen this before when they like the ticket gate or the customs, or what is it, what I'm saying, the ticket thing, what is that called? What's the ticket gate called?
What kind of ticket?
The subway, the train ticket gate, Kaisetsu Gucci.
Oh, like the
Is that what it is?
The
Hyacinth's
gate.
a good.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the ticket, the gate. What do you mean?
But when you put the ticket,
Okay.
right now they're all electronic, but when you put the ticket in, it pops out the other side, right? And it's
Yeah.
just like you stick it in, and a millisecond later, it pops out. But every once in a while, like they have to get repaired, and they take the thing off, and it's this like insane contraption. It's like so insane, and it goes through like 8,000 little loop-de-loops of roller coaster before it spits it. Like you even wonder, it's like, am I getting the same ticket? Is this the ticket that I put into it, or is it a different ticket that comes out? And
those machines are amazing.
But something like that, or just like, I don't know, like the hot coffees, like in the Comini, or like whatever it is, like pick anything, any little silly, some key thing or some. Dude, check this out. In this toilet thing, I found, you might, dude, there's this little door. There's a little door that's on the floor. There's a little door that looks like it's like almost like a laundry chute door or something. There's this little door on the wall, and you pull it down on the floor, and it's just this little square patch. Did we talk about this? We didn't talk about this. And you pull it down, and there's this little square patch about a foot by a foot, like the size of a record. And I didn't know what it was like. What is this for? And it was like an amenity of the toilet, like an accessibility thing. And I was like, couldn't figure out what it is. I'm like, what is this? And I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, do you know what is this thing? And she's like, oh, that's for when the women want to change their stockings or change their socks, and they don't want to, or that's when anybody wants to change their clothes in the bathroom, but they don't want to put their feet on the bathroom floor. So they've got this extra little floor that comes out that you can stand on. So nice. I don't know. I thought there was like 100 little that entire movie was nothing but those little things. What was the shadow game that they were? What they were trying to stomp on? There was a little game that they were playing. I didn't quite follow that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't.
Okay. Anyway, that was my impression. I thought it was like an authentic impression of Tokyo. Is my hill that I'm dying on.
I think a lot of people like the movie. Actually, this brings up a nice little bit of kibble, because and maybe I've even mentioned this on the log already. If I have, stop me.
Hold on, let me hold on. Just hang on to your kibble, just to acknowledge the. Let's see. Wait, there's a comment here from Vaj. Tiny dog treat. Okay, there's something that we can add to the thing. Trey just started his acoustic tour last night. Okay, are you aware of that?
Yeah, I sent you the set list earlier.
Oh, dang, I didn't see it. Okay. And there's an amazing photographer named Masahisa Fukase is this legendary photographer. They're getting ready to make a movie about him. I'm looking forward to see it. I don't know his career so well, but he's this guy who I know his photos if I see them, but I don't. He's the godfather of these things. So tell me what did this idea bring up? What did you?
I've forgotten it. Hold on.
Oh no! We were talking about like dying on a hill. Oh no! I didn't mean to interrupt you and make you lose your idea. Okay, that's the shortcomings of the.
That's cool. I mean, now comments take priority, I guess.
No. Well, I they take some priority, but
what was it, man? What was it? Something. Oh, I was gonna say, got it. I got it.
Good.
I don't know why. I mean, it's. I feel like it's obvious, and I'm sure we've all thought it. We've all talked about it, but for some reason, it's just hitting home more to me lately. The idea that like there's no objectivity to anything, and the whatever the saying is, there's no accounting for taste. I've been thinking of it as like oftentimes what makes you love something is exactly the same thing that makes someone hate it. Did we talk about this? I think we talked about this.
I don't remember talking about this. This is cool. Sure.
Where it's like, and I don't want to bring politics into it, but you apply it to politics. It's so hard to change anybody's mind about anything, or all those memes about like what Phish fans hear and what non-Phish fans hear.
Right.
You know, and you hear somebody say, you know, like, oh man, they didn't play dog log for 10 years and they busted it out, or what the trampolines, and what the drummer wears a dress, and like what the fuck is this? There's all these things that make us love Phish, and they're probably exactly the same things that make people say what the fuck and turn away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Well, I'm just kind of seeing that everywhere over the past week or two, and then the Perfect Days conversation, I'm like, there it is again. Probably the things that make you like the movie are the same things that are turning others of us off from the movie. Exactly the same things. So it's obviously that those things are not the intrinsic, objectively good things about the film. They're subjectively what make you love it, and subjectively what make other people not love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like,
yeah, it's funny that Broken Flowers got mentioned earlier, because I remember when I watched the end of that movie, I was, as soon as it was over, I was like, oh my God, that was the best movie I've ever seen. And my girlfriend at the time was like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen.
oh, Broken Flowers.
Yeah. The ending has this kind of like, it just goes to black, and you're like, oh,
I should watch it again.
bravo.
I haven't seen it forever.
It just ends
But I
abruptly.
totally remember. I remember it.
Yeah, and she was like, no, what a ripoff. And I'm like, no, that's the point. And she's like, that sucks. And I'm like, no, that's good. Yeah, you're right. It's an interesting.
Dude, we can tie this all together, because man, I totally, yeah, we were talking about Lost in Translation, or what, Perfect Days, Lost in Translation, starring Bill Murray on Hot Ones,
Oh, there you go.
discussing Broken Flowers. Bill Murray also introduced Trey the other night at that Love
crazy.
Rocks thing. And
so weird.
why don't you pull up that set list? I messaged you on iMessage.
Okay, hold on.
Trey covered a Cher song. I think he
Get
played I Got
out.
You,
Are you
Babe.
serious? Oh my God, that's too funny. That's funny. Somebody, I mean, you know, there's been so many angles that people have been posting, but there was somebody put an AI together where they start making out. Have you seen this one? Somebody used like some video thing where they're on stage together.
Dude, that's the last thing I need to see. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Pretty intense.
Not signing up for that.
Okay, here's the.
Can we get a little zoom in on that
Sure.
part of the? Oh, there we go.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
The thing is, man, I made that comment about Lamp, like kind of possibly being more enjoyable than a Tab show.
Okay,
that was a hot take, but I wonder how much I would really enjoy Trey just on the acoustic and telling stories. And I've listened to a few acoustic shows, but I've never. I don't know if I would like to go. But dude, I Got You, Babe debut cover. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Oh, Lost in the Pack is cool. That's on Mercy or Lonely Trip, maybe.
I don't know this 10. Lost in the
Oh,
Pack.
you would recognize it. It's on. Okay. It's a Pandemic song, I think.
Okay. It sounds familiar.
Evolve. Yeah,
Sample with one man acoustic show, right? That's what the set is. It's one.
So yeah, but there's a few notes. There's a couple interesting notes here.
Okay, let's.
One is the I Got You, Babe cover.
Evolve.
But yeah, it's just him solo. Oh, Wolfman's with howling quotes. Josie Wales that's cool.
Like
Water in the Sky. Man, I've been waiting for a Water
howling. That's pretty cool. What does that mean with the howling quotes?
He's probably like doing the ooze or the howling. He's probably doing that on top of
I bet you that's really?
On top of Wolfman's.
Oh, I wonder what he's doing. I'm thinking of Howl. Yeah, it's got to be the Howl. Oh, the Howling.
The Howl, like from Side by Soldier.
Yeah, of course. The Howling, yeah.
Let me just real quick look up Last Water in the Sky, because I've been wanting one. I've been craving one real bad. Summer 2022, they did a Water in the Sky.
Man, I used to know a gal named Josie, and she never told me her last name, and I only knew her as the in-law Josie Wales.
That's funny. Man, Driver there as well. Oh, Limb by Limb.
The Water in the Sky. Yeah. What are you looking up?
Water in the Sky.
Water in the Sky. Water in the Sky. What's on that?
Man, love Water in the Sky. That could be one of my favorite songs on Story of the Ghost.
It's on Ghost, right?
Man, I love it.
I was thinking about like Cow Funk the other day. I'm thinking about like how you were saying like Billy Breeze and a live one are like the two recommended, but I put like Ghost in that. I put like Story in the Ghost, like
I don't,
Billy
man, I
Breeze
don't think
or
so.
a live one. Yeah, I know you would be a detractor on this, but I'm pretty. I would
As like your first introduction ever.
yeah, maybe. I think
I feel
so.
like Billy Breeze, and if you dig Billy Breeze, then Ghost will be that much better.
Yeah,
I wonder, or the other
yeah.
way around, or something. I wonder.
Just Billy Breeze, like Ghost is so. Ghost has got, it's also one that has kind of everything, and like Water in the Sky is a perfect example. Driver, is that what's Driver is? Oh, Driver's on Farmhouse, or is
Driver's like
not
the
on.
Farmhouse B-side.
Okay, everything's right. Heavy Things, Driver, Limb by Limb,
Yeah,
Snowflake in the
Snowflakes in the
Sand.
Sand.
I
That
don't know
sounds
this
familiar
one.
too. Sunset Days. Kind of nice mix of Trey songs and Phish songs.
Okay.
Look at this
Petrichor
with Jeff
with Jeff Tansky on
Jeff
piano.
Tansky on
Holy
piano.
cow, that's
I really want to hear
awesome.
this. And dude, Secret Smile and Pebbles and Marbles and Cestus all
Wow. Oh
have
my
Jeff Tansky on
God. This
piano.
is
That's
gonna be
cool.
awesome. That's gonna be really, really
Jeff
groovy.
Tansky was playing on a bunch of those
Petrichor.
what were those shows called? The Beacon
Beacon
Theater shows.
Jams. Yeah. Secret
And
Smile.
dude, I freaking love Secret Smile on
I
Undermined.
love Pebbles and
Maria
Marbles.
Schneider did the string, like the arrangements. That's
Oh
so good.
dang,
Dude,
dude.
Strange
Encore's
Design
hot.
Encore. The thing is, I'm like thinking, what is the acoustic solo version of Hood sound like? But with Jeff Tansky on piano, I wonder if
That's so cool that he's still playing with Jeff Tansky. That's cool that he brought that up. Let's see what it said. What are they? Hold on, let me.
Vag is saying he saw Tab do Water in the Sky.
That's cool.
That's cool. I don't know exactly the extent to which Tab does Phish songs.
So wait, this is 5 shows only? Is that? Hold
I
on,
think this is like the first night. I think the summer tour, this like spring thing is just starting.
Okay.
Right. So there was the Love Rocks thing. We're looking at this set list.
Okay, so that's not officially part of the
Theater
tour, right?
is
Ally
tonight.
Coalition. I don't want to. What is this? Ally Coalition. I don't remember that. Anyway, are there comments? Okay, that's it. What? You want to see the comments? Edit show.
Oh no, these are I think comments about edits to the set list. Maybe.
Okay.
I do
That
love
was pretty
setlist.com or setlist.fm. Sorry, that's a great website. I have an account and I like try to star all the shows that I've been to that like have set lists on there, so you can like keep track of your set lists.
That's cool. I have, yeah. Bonjour, Stunty's in the house. Movies are the best way to dump bad girlfriends.
He said, "Oh, Phish is the best way to dump good girlfriends." Vag. Have to watch Bill at Joe's. I read that is.
Oh, dude, my friend's working on Billy Kreutzmann's house right now. My friend's a carpenter, and he's building a new house or doing something at Bill Kreutzmann of the Grateful Dead's house right now. He sent me a picture saying like, "Hey, look whose house I'm working on right now." I'm like, "Oh, cool."
That's crazy. Here's something.
Wait, what is this? I have to watch Bill at Joe's. I've seen some snippets. Bill Murray at what is that?
I think Vag mentioned that Bill Murray was just recently on Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't see the comment.
Okay, sorry.
He didn't know who Joe Rogan was or something, or.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I watched some of it. Yeah, he said I had to look you up. Tab did One in the Sky acoustic. Petrichor might be the most hated song in Phish.
Well, here we go. So we've been talking about how to, the entry points. What's the total what are the non-Phish entry points? I mean, I think watching Petrichor, the New Year's gag, would be a cool way to show somebody Phish. I think the New Year's gags in general, because there's the theatrical element, the dancers, and there's it's a show that's a little more entertaining than just the 4 guys. It's like they're kind of it might be kind of, whoa, the band does this too. Wow, they're not just.
Yeah, but I think if you see, I hear what you're saying.
Unless you think every show is like that.
Yeah,
Where are the dancers? What happened to the dancers from last time?
And those shows tend, like, for the last like 6 that they've done, they've all something like the mockingbird crashed, the dolphin like smashed into the whale, the fourth circle got stuck, you know, Trey got what's the lyric? Unfortunate platform.
Unfortunate platform.
It's like everyone goes a little haywire, you know. So,
Right.
but that's cool. That's an interesting take. That's a Michael take.
Yeah,
That's a Michael take.
It just shows you can plan as much as you want, and things will go wrong.
I think Petrichor is. How could that be one of the most hated songs in the Phish? I'm insulted by this comment. I take offense to this.
Vag earlier also said most of the Phish hate I hear is directed towards their fans, and I can't really argue against it.
Yeah.
So sure,
fine.
maybe the fans don't like Petrichor. That doesn't mean Petrichor is a bad song.
I think the fair-weathered fans hate Petrichor. The real fans love Petrichor.
I fucking love it. It kind of pulled me back in, I'll say. I remember hearing Numberline. I remember really getting my ears perked up hearing Waiting All Night, which we've talked about as being like, whoa,
dude,
Waiting All Night, Phish, they still got it.
They still got it.
I remember hearing Petrichor and being like, oh, damn.
Dude, I'll tell you the song. I'll tell you the song that I want to see. The song, the number one song I want to see is
Brother.
No, is I'm spacing.
Man, you must really
I really want to see this song. It's
I know what it's like to blank on a name. I know what it's like.
No, it's
give me something. Give us a beat.
Tomorrow People.
Forward People.
Tomorrow People, Ziggy.
Dude, I feel like nobody liked. I feel like there was a lot of hate on that song as well, but I thought it was like the best thing ever.
Tomorrow, Forward People, Time Turns Elastic, Petrichor. If you don't like those songs, then you can't like Yem. You can't like Gayudi. You're out. You're out of the inner circle. Okay, if you can't appreciate Petrichor, Time Turns Elastic. What did I just say? Forward People. That's the freaking best song ever.
I liked it, and it seems there were those trio.
Or Sci-Fi Soldier. I'm gonna ping you if you're like Sci-Fi Soldier.
Just to go on the record here, the dog log is 100% sci-fi.
100%, 120%, 200%. 10 million%.
We're whatever year it was.
There's nothing that.
46.
That's the thing to top. That's the one to top. Sci-Fi Soldier. If you can't, that's an interesting entry point. Sci-Fi Soldier, because Sci-Fi Soldier is like, it's almost like Ween. It's like Ween. I was thinking about this the other day. Like somebody was bagging on Ween's name. You know, Ween's such a stupid name for a band. Like the name Ween is like a silly.
Oh, like the Beatles is a good name.
Yeah, right, exactly. But like
all these bands every band has there's no good band names.
Yeah, but okay, so like the comparison, like lyrically, Robert Hunter versus Tom Marshall or whatever, something like this. If you want to say that like the band or Neil Young or the Byrds or the Dead have better lyrics than like a Phish or a Ween or a Primus or a Swordfish Trombones or I don't know, just something, almost like the Flaming Lips. Like those would be my go-tos. Like that to me, it's like I don't know. Those, what's the word? Those what's the word I'm looking for? Like those grounded lyrics, not even grounded, but like those ungrounded lyrics from They Might Be Giants, from Ween, from Phish, that somehow is my language. Like I don't know why, I don't know exactly why I identify with it, but it's like you hear these like like I don't know if it might be just in my feed because I've got like 14-year-olds, but like they're like, skibbity bibble, do you want to know what this word means? Do you want to know what Riz means? Do you want to know what the slam is or whatever, right?
I know what skibbity means.
Right? And like when I was a kid, I mean, it might as well have been like, what is like a pushing convector, or a pitcher of nectar? What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything, or whatever it could be. But like that really colorful sort of, mohawk tyrannosaurus, rainbow colored Tyrannosaurus Rex that is just like a comic book character. That's like sums up, all the patterns all mixed up together, and like Delight, or the whole concept of Lollapalooza, like all of these things from that mashed it all together. Like I feel like that's a familiar and comfortable place for anybody who's like from that world of music, and anybody who's like kind of like from 2 generations before that, who like grew up on like May the Four Winds Blow You Safely Home, or Truckin', or Long May You Run, or something like that. Like I like those lyrics too, but they make sense to me in a way that like 90s lyrics, I don't know what else to call them at the moment, but like off like bonker type lyrics, gonzo lyrics, if you will. There you go, gonzo
lyrics. I mean,
Like
Long May You Run is also about like Neil Young's car. It might as well be Contact.
There you go. I mean, there's a hot take, but how did we get onto this?
Long May You Run is Neil Young's Contact. That's my hot take.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot how we got onto this, but Petrichor and it's like Sci-Fi Soldier. Okay, so Sci-Fi Soldier, it's like that is like if you like Ween, like if you listen to Ween and you're just like, what is this? This is not for me. Then it's not for you. But if you listen to Ween and you say like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? Like what? I don't even know. Like that's who it's made for. Like if
that's
you
one of those things where it's like the same thing is drawing you in or pushing you away. It's exactly the same thing that's making you hate it, that's making you love it.
Yeah.
Same thing with cilantro or something. At the genetic level, you're like responding positively or negatively, and it's out of your control, sort of.
DNA chain, one DNA combination.
Doors fans are not made, they're born. You got to watch that. Let me find that video for you. It's so funny.
Oh, Vaj says the time turns elastic, and Petrichor
not my feelings.
Aren't his. He's just saying that they're. But I think like if you want to, I want
to know Vaj's favorite and least favorite Phish songs.
If you want to, I would dare you to go listen to Sci-Fi Soldier. Who's Stunty? Go look something up called Sci-Fi Soldier. I dare you.
Sci-Fi Soldier.
I dare you to go look up Sci-Fi Soldier, and you just watch that and listen to it. Close your eyes. You can watch. You should watch it because it's
Phish Sci-Fi Soldier might be the Google search.
I have to admit, there's like a lot to take in. There's a lot to it. There's a whole like Dante's Inferno of a number of levels. It goes deep, very, very deep. It goes all the way back to Game Eng, which won't make sense, but. Like I hear a sound, knuckle bone broth happen.
Again,
if you can't appreciate that, then like you just move along. It's not for you. I mean, there's more accessible stuff, but it doesn't get any better. Arguably, it doesn't get any better. I don't know, but it's good. And the like Egg in a Hole or the Howling, these are. Let's see.
Egg in a Hole,
or
I Am Miami,
Oh, that's so good. Least favorite in rotation is probably Velvet Sea. I'm
okay. Nice. Vag heard me saying I wanted to hear his favorite and least favorite. I'm gonna say I am also sort of. I would be fine to not hear like a Caspian or a Velvet Sea. Is that so crazy?
Blasphemy. Velvet Sea, I'll give you a pass, but what was the other
Velvet
one?
Sea's always going to make me think of Page when he broke down
that's
singing
fair
at
enough.
Coventry.
Yeah, what's the other one that you just mentioned? What was
Caspian.
the other one?
I kind of think of Caspian and Velvet Sea kind of as like the same type of song.
Caspian, dude, you'd eat those words. You would get, and we'd be watching a show, and it would be suddenly it'd be like
It's
dun
gonna be one of
dun
those
dun
where,
dun,
yeah,
and you'd be like, oh fuck, another Caspian. I'd be like,
it's gonna be like Slave though. By the end of the song, I'm gonna be
exactly,
converted.
like,
I'm
oh,
gonna be
dude,
like, this was the
what was
greatest.
I saying? What was I saying? Dun, 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 dun.
Right. I mean, that could totally happen. I'm not a huge Caspian guy, but really, yeah, the one Amanda Green.
Prince Caspian, so good.
Caspian's great, man. My buddy Yuji, who saw all those Fuji Rock shows.
Oh yeah,
I guess like the Caspian. I guess the Caspian from Fuji Rock is just like the craziest. It's like the best version of all time, supposedly.
I want to see that.
He's always like, "Oh man, Prince Caspian was so good at Fuji Rock."
Sounds like a role for Kurt Russell.
I have a little bit of Kibble-y. I got a Scooby snack.
Okay, let's hear it. Hold on. I'm not a huge Caspian guy, but I enjoyed the one on the green.
I bet saying it's too difficult to answer his favorite. That's fair. I mean, favorite right now. My favorite right now is probably, freaking Knucklebone.
Mine's probably Taste. I'm like on a Taste kick right now.
Yeah.
I love a Taste.
I love Taste. That's such a great, and like the Phish is going wild. It's all like little rim shots and cowbells and percussion.
Yeah, that's an awesome one, and I always really appreciate that one. Okay, what's your kibble?
Here's where I'm at. You know this band Wolfpack?
Sort of, not really, but yes, I'm
so
aware
Wolfpack.
of them. I think I've given them 3 or 4 shots, but they're not burning onto my memory.
Yeah, they're like, it's like ultra. They're like, so here's the thing. They're from Michigan.
Okay.
They're from Michigan. They're just like white guys playing funk music. I think some people think it's like kind of too clean, like they're too good of players. It's maybe like a little too kind of some of the lyrics are kind of schmaltzy, cutesy, kind of musical theater esque, but they like can like shred,
right?
And maybe just they're kind of maybe waspy.
5-piece.
They're probably kind of waspy for some people, but now when they play live, it's really like 7-8 guys. It's like the guys that write a lot of the songs are not the lead singers. They have these like 2 guys who do a lot of the singing that aren't really the songwriters. Interesting dynamic where in like the 2 guys who do kind of write a lot of the songs and sing, they like trade back and forth between the guitar and the drums and the piano, and they all just like rip. Like they're just like insanely good on every instrument. But I've never been like a huge fan. There's been songs that I really liked. I was never blown away. But they just put out a new album a few days ago or like last week, and I've been playing it nonstop. I've like gotten really, really into it.
Okay.
And so this is the kibble here. Here's the kibble. Well, so one is I think they're real. Probably people see them as waspy, whatever, Stanford white upper middle class rich kids that just like are playing funk music. Probably the same way that people see Phish that way. And I know the Wolfpack opened for Tab on a tour, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. There's good clips of Red Rocks where Trey comes out and plays with them. And it's quite cool. And so this new album, I don't know what it is. I'm loving it. I'm loving every song. Even the songs that I don't like that much, they're like growing on me. It's one of those albums that you're just like, oh, okay. Didn't really like track 1. Now I'm really getting into track 1. And then these songs that I thought were filler, they're not filler at all. I'm really digging these. And there's a lot of goofy lyrics and stuff. Yeah, Vad just called Clarity of Cal. But so what is cool is that it's like recorded live. they played a few shows, I think somewhere in the Bay Area, like in Berkeley or San Francisco, and then they played at the Palladium in LA. And so it's not a live album, but they were like, you know, recorded live on stage and then later mixed. And so you hear little bits of the crowd. It really reminds me of like a Grateful Dead record. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it's not a live album, but they have recorded it live. You can go hear the recording of the show and it's exactly what's on the album, but they've like mixed it and it sounds great. And there's some bits that sound more live than others. And the whole concert is on YouTube. They're like, I think, quite good about just like sharing everything. Oh yeah. Dude.
Wow, nice theater. Where's that?
This is the Palladium
That's
in
the Palladium.
LA. It's a place in Hollywood. It's a cool venue. Dude, I've gotten so into this.
I can
Yeah,
see
so
why.
Badge, they're like one of the first bands that sold out MSG with no label, no management. They're just like,
Wow.
it's cool because, well, I think they probably are like, you know, well off, upper middle class, you know, well-to-do, affluent people, but they like had no management, no record label. So in that sense, it's like DIY. It's totally DIY. Like Phish is DIY, you know.
Sure.
Dude, I fucking love this. So, man, it's growing on me big time. And I love track 2. I think it comes up here. It's cool because, like, the drummer runs over and gets on the piano and starts fucking, like, shredding it up on the piano. So, and I was like, oh, Nouveau Effect, like, friends were talking about it, and I was like, I'm not really gonna like it. It's not really my thing. And I've totally gotten obsessed with this album.
Good.
To my surprise, you know. And I like that. Yeah, I like that it's like, because it's something that I keep thinking about, you know, like wanting to not like make music on your computer or, you know, everything digital, like being, you know, on stage, being in the room with the band, playing live, no click track. You know, it's like human and real, and they're like, you know, really making music.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Big Dipper. This is maybe not the best intro if you've never heard this band before, but this album's super cool.
I like the camera work. I mean, you know,
So watch this. We have like a
a
member change up.
Okay.
He's gonna like run over to the piano and they're gonna switch around. Oh, and so Joe Dart, I think his name is the guy on the bass. Nasty bass player, totally shreds. Amazing bass stuff all over this album.
Oh, I've heard this song. I think
Oh, there's that bass.
where have I know? How do I know the song?
The brighter the light, the darker the shadows that'll follow you around. The truth will illuminate the only path to take. So
Anyway, I've really been digging this, and kind of just cool, like, you know, all analog, you know, no click track, no management, DIY, you know, and like recorded like an album that's recorded live, which kind of reminded me of like Grateful Dead records.
Yeah,
You know,
sort of
where
this
it's recorded,
hybrid.
like, can't quite get the vibe in the studio. You know,
It's very pickly. I can say again. It's got this.
Pickly. I mean,
I
a
don't
few
know.
of these songs are. They have real pickly. They have stuff that's less pickly, but it
Well,
is pickly.
I'm not bagging on Pickly. I like Pickly. I like Pickly. I'm just
I'm not bagging.
It's
It's very fun.
characteristic.
It's very fun to say. I'm not bagging on pickly.
I'm not bagging on Pickly. I like Pickly, but it's like I don't know. We need what's the opposite of Pickly? Like what's the opposite? There's got to be. It's like rotten or something. You know.
Right.
Hold on. I think I know the word. It's
I mean, this is this is party music right here. You know.
Yeah. I
mean, funk. Its core is, it's funky.
Yeah, it's funky and it's upbeat and it's got like, it soars. And like,
Yeah.
I think those are all sort of elements of like,
Right.
they're kind of like sweet, it's like sweet and sour. It's got the like.
Right.
And your record has so much of this in it. Like it just has, there's no, I don't want to, like, there's no like there's no torment in your records, I don't feel. Like maybe lyrically and maybe like there is some in there, but like it doesn't feel, it's joyous music, I would say mostly.
Right. Yeah.
What's up with the Mona Lisa on stage? That's kind of cool.
It comes up in one of the songs.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, the hell's up with this Mona Lisa in the corner?
Okay, we got a full house. They sold out MSG without a label. Did they play? They played one night and multiple nights. It was one night. Do we know?
It was one night. Matter? Yeah.
Okay, pretty good.
The whole concert is on YouTube like this, like multicam. Quite entertaining.
This is man. I grew up basically in Boulder with the Motet. You ever seen the Motet? Have you ever heard the Motet?
I feel like you've mentioned that, but
yeah. Let me see if I pull him up. The Motet is all built around this drummer. It's like Dave Watts and the Motet basically, and all
I'm looking at it, the Motet.
But they became like a Colorado thing. They're quite big, actually. They fill up Red Rocks, and but the lineup has changed a bunch of times, and they have these singers that kind of come. But like the rhythm section has remained. Hold on, let me see. Is Garrett? Yeah, the rhythm section has kind of remained there, and like Big Gigantic. Do you know those guys?
Oh, that sounds familiar. I feel like you've mentioned that too.
Yeah, they're also from that. Okay, Wolf. Let's see what the comments are, what the people are saying here. Hold on, let me get this off real quick. Okay, not something that I would initially go to, but I dig it. I'm into it. It's like I'd like to listen to more.
That album is cool. It's more pickly than not.
What is anybody saying? Anything here? Let's see. Are there? Clarity Cal, good morning. Psycho Platters is our friend Paul in Arkansas.
Dude, Arkansas.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Heading off to work.
This is the band that sold out MSU with no label or manager, just popping in and say hello. 40 man is here late. I'm late again. Scrolls out me up. He feeds the squirrels in the morning.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's in around Manchester. Most of the bands I see nowadays are using Click. Phish is so refreshing for this very reason. Yeah. Speaking of clicks, I actually have like a little sound sample that I want to play with, Michael. I got to ask you what I should do with it. I have like a little thing that I want to turn into like a beat. I have no clue how to go about doing it.
What kind of
thing?
Like
Garage, just a sound thing. A sound recording that I have that I just like, like that Billie Eilish thing where she's like, or Phineas when he's like on stage and he's telling like Jimmy Fallon, like, like when you cross the street in Australia, you hear the like tick, 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 tick. And that's the hi-hat in Bad Guy or whatever. Yeah. They sampled that. So I have a little audio thing that I And I also was reading about Ween, and like I didn't know this about them, but they had for their first like 5 year or first several years, their backing track was was a tape recorder. Their drummer was a tape recorder.
That's cool. I saw what's his name? Lou Barlow from Dinosaur Jr. What's his band?
Lou Barlow's cool.
Sebadoh.
Man,
I saw Sebadoh at the Troubadour in Hollywood, and I feel bad. I don't know the other guy's name. There was like two guys playing guitar. Maybe Lou Barlow's playing bass. I don't know if he was playing bass or guitar. And they also just had like a fucking like a boombox on a table.
Backing track, right?
With like they just like recorded the drums, you know. But they had they had a great like lo-fi like sound to them, and then that was just like pumped through the PA, and they just like played along to it, and it was amazing.
Right.
I wouldn't say that's not the same as just playing to a click track, but I mean, I'm not against the click either for the right kind of music, you know. But true, Phish is a breath of fresh air, like Vag just said.
I think the log has come to a natural conclusion here at 8 o'clock. Michael, you got any more kibble?
Oh yeah, 8 o'clock. Damn.
Yeah, it's time to. I went shopping before I got on, and I think the like ice cream isn't melting. I put it away, but there's milk and stuff in there. I should go clean up.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, all good though. What else?
I will say before we sign off.
Yeah.
I've been talking to, you might not know these names, Madeline and Max and Josh and Tyler. And I've got a Google Doc folder of like, it's 20 something. It might be 30 different song ideas. I think the next Honest People album is like, it's like happening.
It's really coming together. Good. Good. That's cool. Great news.
Tons of songs. Maybe a few that I've sent you over the past few years. There's like tons of different. Some are finished. Some are just little sketches, you know.
I remember my copy of Honest People is.
That's right. It was
missing.
It was sorted. It was out of sorts.
Let me look one more time for it, but because it would be fun to share real quick. If I can, do you have a copy right there?
Definitely not.
Okay.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Where is
I have a copy of The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. Highly recommended. Short story sci-fi.
Oh, that's cool.
Ray Bradbury has accomplished what very few artists do. With his vision of possible futures and edgy presence, he has changed us.
Let me look one more time. Where, Michael? It's an H, right? What is it? Red? It's red on the outside, right?
It might be an orange spine, maybe.
Right.
I think it's orange, like a salmon.
Where the hell is it? Yeah, I know. It's not so fat either. It's a little fat, but it's not.
No, it's not a gatefold or anything. It's just standard.
What the hell did I do with it?
I want to say it's orange because the back is.
Yeah.
The back is orange.
Oh man, what the hell did I do with it? Well, is that it? No. Oh, where the hell did it go? Did I put it in my Japanese records? I got Bismarcky. You got what I need. I found a copy of Bismarcky. Oh! No, that's not it. That's not it. Let me just look real quick. Man, I gotta listen to more of these records. Where the hell is it? It's an orange spine.
I'm pretty sure it's orange.
Yeah. It is. Man, I don't know what I did with it. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Weird. Well, let me just quickly look. Dang, I really that's frustrating.
It's missing.
It's missing. It's missing. The hell? Where did it go? That is very weird.
I'll get you another one.
No. It's here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but anybody who's watching this, let me pull it up, an image of it. Or pull up, is there a Bandcamp link?
Oh, go to music.honestpeople.org.
Music.honestpeople.org.
If you're willing to type.
Yeah, sure. Okay, here we go.
Such a long URL. I'm pretty sure that's what the URL is.
Yeah.
I need to put something on the website. There's like nothing on there.
Oh wait, am I the right place? This is not right, is it?
That's the one. Oh yeah, okay. Totally. Oh yeah, scroll down on the right side, go up a little bit below that third thumbnail, the right panel, a little further, more releases. Go back up. Underneath that last thumbnail, more releases.
There it is. Yeah. Okay, Stay Light. This album, guys, is a great record. I wonder, this is such a good record. You should go. I'm going to drop the link in here. Stay Light. Go listen to this. If you can listen to this, I mean, not if you can, but if you listen to this, you'll understand Michael better.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. It's a great record.
Pickly.
It's pickly. It's joyous music. It's fun. It's light. When I say light, it's like it's not light.
It's like, in the title.
Stay Light. Okay. Yeah, the name of the title is a great name, actually. Stay Light. I don't even. Where does that come from, Michael? What's Stay Light? Where is that? I don't even know.
It's a state of mind. It's a way of being.
State of mind. Okay.
You want to stay light.
Stay Light. That is definitely the feeling of the record. It's an appropriately named record. I really, really dig this record, and I'm not actually just. It's great. It's a great, very polished record. Like what? 12 songs for 13, 14 songs on it. Great album work.
8 songs.
8 songs only. Okay, it's short-ish.
There's 8, but there's a few that have.
Yeah, it's 2 sides. It's 2
that have
full
2
sides.
Titles, and they're kind of 2 songs in one.
Okay. So 10 songs. It's 2 sides of music. It's a 45-minute record or whatever. It's proper.
40 minutes maybe.
Yeah, it's a great record. Really, really good. So did I drop it in the chat? You guys should go listen to this record. If you're into the dog log and you're just hanging on, it
should be on streaming also. It's out there.
Yeah, go stream it. Go stream Honest People by Michael Warren. And by Honest People, which is him. He's kind of the leader of the thing, but it's a handful of other people and you got the whole big band's
getting the credits there.
You can read the credits.
It's a few different. How many people are on this album? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on this one.
Okay. 7 credits on the record. All right, that's cool. Well, I'm gonna go find this damn record.
But it's been, I don't know where it is. Years.
Yeah, it's been too long since your last record. But you've been putting stuff out. But you need to press another record. I'll get behind. I mean, I'll definitely. We can put Tokyo Record Style on it. I mean, I don't know what I'm happy to see this record come to life, and whatever, anything.
Man,
Dog Log
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
There's going to be a song called Dog Log. It's going to be. It's not going to be a cover of the Phish song. It's going to be.
You should cover Dog Log.
It's going to be a new song.
Let's see here. I have to move on, guys.
Bradbury, nice.
I'm going to come back to that comment. Just let me get.
Bradbury goes for description, where Asimov went for explanation. Man, that's a pretty good way to put it.
Oh, I have to move on. Okay, thanks for sticking around. Alt Metal, yeah. Hold on, Lou Barlow. We love Lou Barlow. Bradbury, good Ray Bradbury, good Poetic Soul. Bradbury goes for description, whereas Asimov went for explanation. You're a big Asimov fan, right, Michael?
I'm just a sci-fi guy.
Okay, went for explanation.
Just a sci-fi guy.
Why are we talking about this? Bradbury, good writer,
I mean,
poetic
my number
soul.
one. I mean, Van Vo. This is kind of deep. I don't know if you guys know, but dude, A.E. Van Vo.
Oh,
This
you're
is the real.
backwards.
Oh, am I also backwards? That's funny.
Yes. Yes.
I don't,
I'll
man.
fix it. Don't worry, we'll fix it another time.
Oh,
Sorry to
got it.
interrupt you. Yeah.
Oh, and now I'm just back. Well, no, you were looking for the record, and in the meantime, I said, "Well, I do have a copy
Oh,
of
I see. Okay. Yeah, I was listening. I
Ray
heard you.
Bradbury, the Illustrated Man." I've got, man, Destination Universe. This is such a great book. Like 50s, you know, kind of like golden era 50s sci-fi short stories.
Cool.
Very, very good. Destination Universe. There you go.
40 man will like this one.
Oh, dude, and I love Vonnegut.
I'm dusting this one off.
I've got like the ultimate piece of kibble.
Okay.
Inside of this book from when I was in university, written by my like best Japanese professor I ever had, Michael Mara, Italian guy. The guy that taught me the most about Japan was this Italian guy.
Interesting. Okay.
This is a translation of some writings by this kind of like half poet, half philosopher guy, Kuki Shuzo, like 100 years ago, maybe. I'm gonna read this to you, maybe to you, and it could be a top 5 thing. I want to read this to Bemsha as well, but there's a great little essay called "A Record of Short Songs." Kouta, short song, like small song, short songs, just means like popular music as it was known in like the 20s, like when records were new. There was now recording. You didn't have to listen to a live band. You could have music at home on these things called records. And this is, dude, it's like it's one page. It's like super, super short, but it's one of the best things I've ever read about like listening to music. And I've been like holding it. I've mentioned it that I have this ultimate piece of kibble. I have this thing that I want to read.
Okay. Well, is this the log to bust it out on, or are you saving it
no,
for the next
we
log?
were going to wrap up 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
But I was just looking at we started going over.
Keep it handy. Keep it handy. There's always the log always rolls.
And sometime I'll bring this one out. I've got a great like Showa, like Japanese record design.
Yeah, I've seen that recently.
Book that just like goes over a bunch of like all kinds of great old
beautiful
Japanese record and like
Hold
the
on,
different
show a couple more pages of that. Let's see
different types, like the different types of covers and lettering.
Yeah,
there's like a whole section on the like nude. There's like, you know, all those like nude covers. The obi, there's a whole obi section where they're going into, you know,
man, that's
the
groovy.
design of the obis and stuff. Let me find another good page.
That would be very cool.
Man, some of these are so good. I want the Hatsukoi 4 stuff to look like this.
Ah, the Hatsukoi 4 has that kind of vibe to it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, Hatsukoi 4. I gotta finish some of those recordings. There's tons of great. I guess I probably can't do the nude stuff. Labels,
like
kids records.
Don't get us canceled don't get the dog log canceled.
Here you go, little Tories.
Yeah, I've seen those before. Those are great. Those are like in the Suntory commercials and the. No, I wanted to know what we were talking. I wanted to look where we've gotten. This is not. I love. I want to talk about Ray Bradbury. I want to talk about Asimov. I want to talk about this stuff. I just didn't catch the comment. That's all. Don't be like that, Badge. I just was like saying.
What did Veg say? What's going on?
Oh, he's jabbing at 40 man.
Why are we talking about this?
He's the number one responsible 40 man. He's always poking at 40 man for some reason. I don't know why. Dude, Vag, play nice.
Listen, the log. Listen, there's finite, there's infinite games, and listen, the log is infinite. There's no winners and losers in the
reading the email. I do appreciate you reading the email, but you're only halfway there, Vag. You're halfway there, so you need to read the other half of the memo, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Hold on. 40 man is mentioning. Recently bought 3 astounding science fiction 1950s mag issues. Did I just read this comment? Rasimov Naked Sun novel was first serialized. I don't know about this.
Cool. Yeah, a bunch of those novels were originally released in
That essay
like
sounds
smaller
interesting. Record
pieces
of shorts.
in those magazines. Record of short stories. It's gonna be the Log's mantra. I've also got a very worn copy of the Enchiridion, baby.
I have mine sitting.
I've got it all dog-eared. I've got all my favorite ones marked. This is pretty funny.
Is mine's right here? Hold on. Let me just see if mine's handy. I just want to see.
I might
have put it back on the bookshelf.
If you can't find Stay Light, just show the book instead.
I put it back on the bookshelf. I need to put it next to the toilet. Actually, that's the best place to read it. That's not an insult, by the way. It's just like
I think
like
we've talked about on the log. Like people used to like your grandparents would have the different like bathroom books.
Yeah, it's for.
And now we're just like on our phones or something, some bullshit.
Yeah, unfortunate platform there to end the log on. Sorry about that. Okay.
I am one last thing because I'm just picking random crap off my shelf. I do have a buddy who's gotten into vinyl recently, and I'm going to drop him a little brush.
Please read the email, Vag. I implore you to read it. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, Michael. Tell me again. Show me again. I like those are the cool ones. Come on, Michael. I want to see it. No. I want to see. That. I want to know if it's the one that you dumped the fluid into. Is it one of those?
I don't think. I hope not.
Okay, that one. No, that is the one. Is it? That is the one. Is it not?
I don't see anything about.
Who's this for? Oh, the audio.
Just like a buddy who just recently got some turntables. Is slowly building a record collection.
That's a good gift. I actually hated.
I couldn't find like Disc Union. Nobody I went to 3 or 4 locations. Nobody had brushes. And then I finally found this. That's what I've got. That's what I was hoping to find. And I just found this and grabbed it because I wanted to get something.
I like those better, to be honest, but Bemsha turned me on to these. I've
got one downstairs. That's my go-to. I love that.
Yeah, these are the Japanese ones. They're Nagaoka.
Mine looks exactly like that.
And they have a wet one and a dry one.
Oh, I've only got a dry one. I don't know anything about the wet one.
And then the wet one is kind of cool because it's not going to focus on me so well here. But you do the record, right? And then you do this. Do you do this one? You do this one, right?
Oh, I do it the other way. I just keep it.
Oh, you do like this?
I keep the base in my hand and I rub the brush on it.
Interesting. Okay, I do like this.
But that does, because you occasionally, right? And you go down at an angle at the front, right?
Right.
And then work it down and then lift it back off. And then sometimes it's just caked in dust and you're like, oh my God, what happened?
You do it like 4 more times. You're like, geez, there's so much dirt.
What happened? But then those little brushes that are on the base, they let you just get it right off.
Right. And then you have the, do you go from the inside of the record to the outside, correct? From the inside of from the spindle to the outside of the record, right?
No, I'm going like sideways.
Sideways.
I'm going like here's the record, the grooves are like this, and I'm just putting it.
Okay.
I'm not going sideways from the label to the outside.
No. But I mean like
I don't have a record here in the room.
Yeah, I think I do something slightly unconventional. I definitely go.
I only do like what needs it. Sometimes there's stuff. You see a couple white specks.
Right.
I just dip here, dip there. Maybe I hold it for almost a whole rotation of the record. But I don't I guess I don't really know. I haven't been very conscious of my technique.
I found that if you go from the outside or from the inside to the out, like if you just let it spin around and you kind of go from the inside to the out, and you pull it off, you end up getting this sweet. You end up leaving a lot of dust on the record. Like there's always this line of dust that you have to do 3 more times before you get.
Oh, I've never seen that.
But if you go from the outside to the in, and then scoop it up at the paper label.
Outside to in.
Yeah.
I guess I'm never moving the brush.
You got to move it a little bit. You got to like.
But I'm like, say the record's spinning. I'm like, I hold it, and
right?
it's like
covering all the grooves.
It's the long way.
Sure, I hold it the long way too. But
where I'm holding that little top piece, and it's pointing towards the center of the record.
Anyway,
obviously, but I'm thinking I like hold it, and it's near the edge, and I do that. Then I'll go back and hold it further towards the center. But I don't think I'm like moving it as the record's spinning. I don't think. I'd have to I'd have to do it once to really. It's so unconscious. I'm not like I don't know exactly.
Yeah, no, it's like I feel like, yeah.
I do feel like we've talked about it, and it sounded. Yeah, I think you have a unique technique.
Yeah,
but I don't know what the proper way to do it is either. You know what best practice is? Whatever's considered best practice.
I always thought like. You know, did you have the one that had like the big wooden block on the top of it? Did you have like the one that had the big chunky, like the standard issue one that I feel like everyone had in the 70s? I don't know, or the only one that you could buy at your local record store in the 90s when I was buying records when I first started buying records was this big chunk audio. I don't know who the maker was, but it was this big thing, and it had like I feel like it had like maybe a wood case even. It was like this big wood.
I had a wooden thing.
And I looked for it forever, and that's kind of like.
Let me try to find a picture of like one that I used to have.
Record cleaner, wood. Yeah, I think I've seen them. You can get them on eBay, but I'm not going to spend like $50 for one. Yeah, this kind of this. Yeah, this is the one.
Kind of like looking like this, kind of.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, something.
That's what I used to have like in LA like 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Anyway.
But I think this is the only way. That's the only way to fly.
I think that other Audio-Technica one that you got for your friend is a pretty good one too.
Soundhouse has them. I think this is good. This will be good too. This is similar to those big wood ones.
It's a nice
where it's that kind of carpety, whatever that like
velvet,
felty with like little ridges. It kind of goes up and down.
Right.
Whereas the Japanese one, it's like just like smooth, like flat velvet.
Right. That's true.
These ones have the like ridges. They kind of like go like square.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I have the whole Nagaoka kit. I bought the like.
Oh, and this even does the like
everything. Yeah.
Do it like this. Don't do it like this.
What? Oh, right. I don't do it. I definitely do it the correct way. But I'm just saying, like, I kind of. It doesn't. I feel like the little white ones that we have don't cover the entire length.
They're small. They definitely don't. Right? They don't cover the whole.
You have to kind of like do a little bit of movement on them. You have to like go. Yeah.
I'll just instead do it multiple times. Do this part, then do this part instead of like. Instead, I guess I should try that. I'm gonna have to. Let me FaceTime you sometime this week, and I'll show you my technique. And I want to see your technique, and I want to try yours.
It's good. I think my technique is good. I think there's actually something.
Have you not put this on Tokyo Record Style? You should have a tutorial.
I know.
That's the kind of content that people want.
It's true. I did watch. I watched that. Somebody told this set up your guitar. I saw that got fed. I didn't know if I finished that story. Like, I got fed like a reel about how to set your guitar up, and you're like, oh, if you got to, and I was like, oh, I could do this. And to your point, like, you shouldn't do it yourself or just let somebody else do it. But there was a fully followable explanation on YouTube on how exactly to do it. Maybe not perfectly, but how you can get the saddles in the right. That's the thing that's probably keeping mine most out of whack. The nut and everything else, like the action on it's.
And old strings, if the strings are old strings will just The older they get, the less they'll stay in tune. You'll have to just like constantly be tuning it.
Okay, that's interesting to know. You'd think after all these years of playing guitar, I would have learned a thing about maintain. I do not consider myself a guitar player, but I have 4 guitars, I think.
Yeah. You have a power drill?
Yeah.
You should get you have a string winder?
No.
At least just get like a manual. You've seen these things?
Yeah.
It lets you
Do
like
they help a lot, really?
crank. It makes it so much easier and faster.
Okay.
Like turning it by hand to like wind the entire. I mean, I can't tell you about my record cleaning technique, but I've got a serious technique for stringing my guitar.
I have a technique.
It also depends on what type of guitar it is. If it's Fender, depends on the type of of whatever peg.
Right.
Like the Fender ones will have the slit.
Oh no! I
like there's like where the string is twisted around on the peg, the headstock, the things that are sticking up from the headstock.
Yeah.
Like the Gibson, I kind of think of Gibson and Fender. There's probably more nuance.
Right.
But like my Gibson is like there's a hole on the side and the string just like goes straight through. In the Fender ones, there's like a channel. That thing that sticks up is round, but there's like a channel right in the middle that the string can go through, but it's open on the top. And there's a hole inside. So I'll do a measurement of the string and then cut it so it's an exact length and stick it down into the hole and then do this thing to twist it around. Where the Gibson one, you don't need to cut it. You can just feed it through the eyelet.
Right. Mine's like that.
Yeah, there's like a couple different shapes, different types of pegs, but
the one that I'm worried about right now is like
new strings would be the first step. But if you want to get it set up, just have the person put new strings on for you.
I have to do one of these.
Right, like the nylon strings that don't have the whatever they're called, the washer bolt kind of thing at the end.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Those, then you have to, you wrap them around, and there's like a way to tie it off like a knot, sort of.
I like this guitar.
Yeah, nylon. Yeah, my very first guitar I had when I was 5 was a nylon classical guitar.
Yeah, there's something about I wish I could get a steel string with a neck like this on it. I like this neck.
I like big, fat, thick neck.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, nice classic. Nothing like a classical.
Yeah, and I never really know which way I'm supposed to wind the strings. It's like, do they go this way or do they go that way, or do I send it under or do I send it over? I kind of never remember which way they go.
Oh yeah, it'll depend on I'm pretty sure they're always counterclockwise.
Yeah, but the first time you spin it around, it goes around one side and then it goes around the other, and then you it's over under.
Yeah, you can. I guess you could change the direction once it wraps around. Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, whoever figured this out in the first place?
Truly.
But it was probably something rudimentary that slowly.
Well, the takeaway from the little thing that I saw about today was there was a little physics lesson that was being had in it, and it was something like, this is interesting. I've got this set up. I remember this. The last time I strung this, I remember you have to you string it so that each one is locked to the other one. I've forgotten about that.
Right. Yeah.
Now I should probably just change them all. Yeah, definitely I'll change them.
Yeah, those are the worst ones to change. They're the most work.
But the one that was it said half the it's just simple audio physics, but it was if you half the vibration, half the length equals double the vibration equals double the tone. There was some little beautiful simple little formula.
Right.
It was basically at the 12th fret you get the same note, but
that's one
an octave higher. Yeah, I was like, that's such a beautiful little formula there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Man, I might go restring a guitar right now that I've been neglecting. There you go. Send us off with the dog log theme song.
Okay.
Log, 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 log. Dog, 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 dog. This is reprise, right? No. Dogga the log, dogga the dogga the log dog.
Okay. All right, dude. See you on the next log, man. Fun hanging out.
Dude, thanks for that. Thanks for that
Nice
theme song.
proper log, yeah.